Confessions of a Class Clown, Chapter 7, The Dartboard of Doom. When Mario shows up, I lead him to my bedroom quickly before Josh tries to play some prank on him or Dad stops him to talk up the pond. "Whoa, your room is huge," he says at the doorway. He walks over to the couch and runs his hand across the blue cushions. "It's so cool that you could fit this in here." "Thanks. My dad found it at a yard sale, but we cleaned it real good." One great thing about my parents is that they let us decorate our rooms however we want, within reason. I got turned down for a mini fridge because it was unnecessary, but I settled for a couch, a hanging dartboard, movie posters, and a neon lava lamp that's fun to stare at when I don't feel like doing anything. Mario pulls 2 hacky sacks from the pocket of his gray sweatshirt. "I bought these so we could practice. I was thinking I could teach you a few tricks." I guess it'd be good to get this part over with before I shock him with the awesome talent show idea I put together after breakfast. He tosses me a yellow and green striped hacky sack, and I catch it. "You kind of just kick these around, right?" I drop it onto my foot and kick it into the wall. It smacks so hard I have to check that it didn't make a dent. "Mom would kill me." Mario laughs. "Not like that." He walks to the center of the room, drops his hacky sack, and starts kicking it like a pro. It bounces off the side of his foot, and he twists to catch it with his other foot. He lets it stall a half second before kicking it up again. The sack bounces around him like it has a life of its own, while Mario's legs crisscross to catch it. "You're amazing!" He finishes by taking off his baseball hat and using it to catch the sack. And that is how you hacky sack. I give him a hearty round of applause. That was way cooler than I expected. Teach me your ways, Jedi. First, Mario shows me how to kick the bag softly enough that it doesn't bang into the wall. Then I move on to kicking it into my hand. I go for some more complicated moves, but no matter how hard I try, I can't kick the sack more than 2 times in a row. It just keeps plopping to the floor. After 15 minutes or so, I collapse onto the couch. I give up. I stink. He stalls the sack on his knee and grabs it. It's normal to not get it at first, but if you practice like 10-15 minutes every day, your feet will remember what you do. Muscle memory and all that. Practice. I've never been much of a practicer. I'm so bad at practicing that my old piano teacher told my mom I should find another hobby. Thank goodness too, because she always smelled like cheese. Cheese smells delightful under most circumstances, but not when mixed with old lady. Practicing hacky sack every day sounds like a lot of work. I have a better idea. I roll the hacky sack around on the arm of the couch. My older brother Jacob played guitar for the talent show a couple years ago. He says that they basically let everyone in. We don't have to be amazing, just decent enough to get through tryouts. You can do the hacky sack tricks, and I'll just throw them to you. Yeah, no pressure. And then you'll have a couple of weeks before the real show to get good enough to do your own tricks. Uh-oh, he doesn't get it. Doesn't he remember my initial proposal to achieve internet fame and fortune? Hacky sack wouldn't do that for us. I want to break it to him lightly, but I'm not sure how. The hacky sack idea is just to get us through the tryouts, dude. We gotta pull something more original if we want to go viral. That's the point, remember? Right. His face starts to look a little droopy, like a melted ice cream cone. I mean, hacky sack is way cool, but you're super good. I don't think it'll have the shock value that people are expecting. I mean, not unless we light them on fire or something. We technically could. There's a special hacky sack called the Fire Foot Bag that you can douse with kerosene and light up. That sounds awesome, but there's no way we get through tryouts playing with fire. He frowns. Yeah, my mom wouldn't let me either. I reach for the dartboard, which is lying face down on my bed. Here's what I was thinking for the real show. I think this might be our ticket. Behold, the dartboard of doom. I hold it up high and try not to look too dorkily proud of my creation. I've taped notebook paper all across the front of the board and labeled 10 sections using different colored markers. Pickles, eggs, garlic, dog food, tuna, spam, jello, spinach, cauliflower, syrup. Mario sits on the edge of the couch. Okay, I'm intrigued. I put the board down. Well, I realized today that one of the things I'm best at is eating gross food. It would make a good act. We can pull people up from the audience and have them throw a few darts. Whatever they land on, I'll put between 2 slices of bread and eat it as a sandwich. Like an egg, tuna, and jello sandwich? Mario covers his mouth and pretends to gag. When he uncovers his mouth, though, he's smiling. Not gonna lie, that sounds pretty funny. Nasty, but funny. What if you throw up on stage? I wave my hand. I've been preparing for this my whole life. The trick is to swallow with minimum chewing. Less time on the taste buds. Mario tosses a hacky sack into the air. So what do you need me for? I was thinking you could be the assistant. Grab people from the audience, help them know where to stand, throw the arrows, stuff like that. Now that I'm saying it out loud, I feel bad that Mario doesn't get to do anything cool. He doesn't look too upset though. I guess that'd be easy, he says. I hang up the dartboard in its usual spot on the wall and throw a dart. It rips through the garlic section. Obviously, this is just a prototype. We'll use this dartboard, but I'll get thicker paper and cut it out better. Maybe you could put pictures of the foods along with the words, Mario says. I like that. I grab my laptop, and Mario and I search for pictures of pickles, eggs, garlic, dog food, tuna, spam, jello, spinach, cauliflower, and syrup. We saved the best images on a shared Google Doc. What do you think of the foods I chose? Are they bad enough? Mario rubs his chin. I think you could add something like spicy. Like jalapenos. Oh, that's good. Or even something that's not technically edible that wouldn't kill you. Like, I don't know, grass. That's genius! I could do grass. In fact, I'm pretty sure I ate grass when I was a kid, just for kicks. It could be a super tiny section that everyone tries to aim for. What else you got? He looks at the corner of my room and scrunches his lips. I don't know, maybe I could do a hacky sack trick each time before you eat something. This kid will not drop the hacky sack thing. Every time he mentions it, my chest tightens with guilt. I don't know if we'll have time for that. We got 2 minutes tops. I could ask the teachers in charge for a 30-second extension. I'll tell you what. You can kick the hacky sack at the board for the last round, and whatever it hits, I'll add on to the sandwich combo. He tosses around his sweatshirt strings. Yeah, okay. You could even do a little trick before you kick it if you want. I'm feeling generous. He perks up a little bit. I know exactly which one. Our doorbell rings and Mario looks at his watch. That's probably my mom. She needed me home by noon to watch my little sisters. Already? That went by so fast. Yeah, it stinks. I always get stuck babysitting. I hand Mario back his hacky sack and then stand to hang my darts on the magnetic section of the dartboard. You should come over after school sometime next week. Maybe we could put a hacky sack video on MyTube to tease for the tryouts. His eyes light up. That'd be fun! I'll have to ask my mom though. She doesn't like me hanging out on weekdays, but sometimes she makes exceptions if I do work around the house. His mom sounds like one tough cookie. We walk around the doorway to find our moms chatting it up like they've been best friends forever. We hang around the kitchen for a few minutes, tossing avocados around until Mario's mom calls for him to leave. Then I go back to my room and snap a picture of the pickle section of the dartboard. I upload it to my MyTube story, captioned by a winking emoji. That should get people curious. Especially Zane, since I know he hates pickles. Should have been a red flag. I flop backward onto my bed. Maybe I could include dirt instead of grass. Oh, or worms. There's a world of potential. I almost text Mario but stop when I remember that the message would go straight to his mom. I'm sure she would be disturbed if she got a random text reading, "What about worms?" It's definitely inconvenient that he doesn't have a phone. But I still think he could make a good friend. Not that I'm getting my hopes up.